Hi there and welcome back to the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Molotti from Molotti Media, and this is episode 95, 7 ways to write marketing copy that is more than just words on a page. So a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between professional copywriting and just writing, and why do words have so much power? And look, it's a complicated explanation, but the way I can define it is that copywriting is more than just words in a marketing context, because if you write them with a client and a customer in mind, especially when it comes to their emotions, you can write messages and communications that trigger this emotional connection. And that's what a copywriter does in terms of a marketing context. It's not just about communicating, it's about communicating well in order to inspire them, educate them, and make them relevant in their lives. And that's the difference between just writing and writing for a business and in a marketing context. So let me explain how that works in a little bit more detail. So first things first is, let's talk about how copywriters use emotions as a marketing device. So it's easy to think of copywriting as simply putting words together to deliver messages that customers will hopefully understand, but it's so much more complicated than that. If copywriters simply wrote words, then marketing messages would read like a standard email or even Wikipedia. However, you'll find that quality copywriting creates compelling and engaging content. And the reason why is because the language that copywriters use is designed to trigger emotional responses in an audience. Emotions often play into what words mean linguistically, so they become more than just words, but an experience when writing and reading them. In this way, we use emotions as a means of a positive persuasion. So for example, consider Nike's tagline, "Just do it," which is phenomenal, right? And it's so simple and it's iconic and it's been around forever. And it was penned by copywriter Dan Whedon. It's simple 3 words, but in essence, it's so much more. If you think about it, it's not talking about the brand's status or product attributes directly. However, it works extremely well because the tagline evokes feelings. It's empowering, it's encouraging, and it's inspiring. And that's what Nike set out to do, and that's what encapsulates Nike as a brand and resonates with Nike's audience. So why do people respond to emotional copywriting? Remember, we're not all communicating with machines. We're communicating with people who have lives, lifestyles, preferences, memories, and choices, as well as feelings and experiences. Marketers can't just sell facts, data, statistics, or figures to present their products or services because they aren't always relevant to our audience's mindset. At least alone anyway. People relate to brands that create an emotional connection through their messaging and connect with those which align with their beliefs. That's what drives them to purchase the products that you have on offer. So that's why using emotional triggers in your sales copy is a strategic sales technique. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you just want to talk about facts like an instruction manual, then you won't get very far, even with the most boring or blatant products and services. Even with accounting, you don't want to just say our accounting services are amazing. You want to talk to them on a deeper level, and that's what lifts words off a page and into the minds of your customers. You use words and phrases such as, "Our accounting services give you total peace of mind when it comes to tax time." See how suddenly you're triggering that emotional response in the reader by thinking, "Oh my gosh, I've faced that before," or "I never want to have that stress when it comes to taxation time." So do you see how when you're writing copy, you need to be thinking about your audience and what connection that they're looking for from your brand? And that's what lifts copywriting off the page, and that is why professional marketing copywriting is more than just words on a page. So let's talk about how you can use words to emotionally connect with customers. So here's a few things. So here's 7. 1, harness the power of storytelling. Most people prefer brands that make ads that feel like a story. So storytelling is a powerful way to captivate audiences. It involves main characters, which is the audience, conflict and villains, which is their problems, a hero, which is the brand, and a happy ending. So copywriters can tell stories that are charged with these emotions to engage audiences and show them that a brand is here to provide relevant solutions. Number 2, use positive and warm emotions as devices. Problems are universal. Everyone has difficulties that we desire to solve deep inside. So, using pleasant and warm feelings in copywriting, such as joy, nostalgia, inspiration, or humor, tells the readers that everything will be fine. As a result, audiences can trust that you are looking out for their best interests and that you, as a marketer, are dealing with the same issues that they are. You become a humanistic and relevant brand that aspires to create a happy emotion to alleviate their challenges. Number 3, write words that directly talk to your audiences. Before sending a message, you really want to know who the recipient is or want to get to know them. So let's talk about that. Who makes up this customer segment that you're trying to talk to? What are their pain points? What do they usually purchase? What's their age, personality, etc., etc.? Everyone has a unique set of different needs that affect the way that they make decisions. So if you identify those things, you're now targeting those needs and showcasing the benefits and corresponding value that they can obtain from your business by sending powerful messages that address these concerns. Number 4, don't be afraid to use negative emotions too. There's a reason why we listen to melancholic songs when we already feel down. Negative emotions are easier to bear when it's shared, as you know you're not alone. So sadness, fear, panic, and other natural emotions are nothing to be ashamed of. Marketers can actually add value to these emotions by using them to encourage audiences to act. For instance, using fear of loss or failure can spur people to act to solve their problems and be more proactive about a need. Number 5, create a sense of urgency. Strike a powerful emotion in your audience's hearts by urging them to act fast, by triggering a desire to belong, or FOMO as they say, fear of missing out. Words like hurry while supplies last, or only until a particular date, or avoid getting into trouble can create a sense of urgency to take them to the next step. Number 6, use words to help audiences imagine. Well-written emotional copy helps people build imagery in a way that instant visuals and audio just can't. That's because we use our brains to manipulate and manifest a unique interpretation when it's described by words. This personalization makes it connect with us as individuals, unlike video where the images are given to us. So we use our brains to manipulate and manifest what we are reading. So when you use words in a smart way, people will conjure up an image in their brains and interpret it how they wish. So it's really important when you're writing to not just write words for words' sake. It's important to think about it as a customer who's going to be using your words to generate an image. And what's that image that you expect them to conjure? Think about those kind of things when you're writing. And last but not least, number 7, of course, be authentic with your writing. People are not one-dimensional beings. Even with emotions, we're still able to rationalize and think about our sound decisions. So especially now, people are savvier and more discerning about what products and services they choose and use. And they can tell when a brand is not being real or they're being salesy or fake. So when writing and sending messages, always remember that you can never go wrong with authentic messaging that builds your reputation, builds deep connections, and builds loyalty. So, with all of those things, do you think you can write your own emotional copy? As with all vocations, there's a difference between gained knowledge, a technical skill, and an intrinsic genius. Words can be written by anyone. However, not everyone can convert these words into messages that truly reflect brands and link them with their audiences, which is why professional marketing copywriters do what they do, or we at Multimedia do what we do. Because we are all customers and we continuously learn by working with brands across different fields. We assist marketers and business leaders to understand consumer psychology in ways that could never be imagined before. So it's really important that if you are going to write your own content, that you are thinking about writing more than just words on a page. You're considering all of the emotional washback and what's happening when people read it and what it's going to do in terms of your brand and how people perceive and position your brand. And that's why copywriters are so great at what we do, is because we've got 15 years of experience doing this with so many different brands. So, if you learnt something from this blog and you really want to help generate the right content and the right messages for your brand that connect with customers in a way that just Wikipedia and regular emails don't, then that's when you can contact Malotti Media. We are here to help you. In order to engage audiences and create powerful connections, you must deliver a strong message with the right words, tone, and messaging that pull at people's emotions. However, this is easier said than done. And perhaps you're time poor, spread thin, or you might not think that writing's your expertise, or you have more questions. So that's what we can do for you. At Malotti Media, we write content that really engages with customers. So if you need help writing, or you want some more advice, or you have a few questions, contact us at malottimedia.com.au or email us at inquire@malottimedia.com.au. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Malotti from Malotti Media, and please tune in for the next episode. Thank you, everyone.